All right, our next amazing guest is Lorena Ashmore. She is going to be talking to us about the business of wellness. She's an esthetician and lash artist, the owner of Dear Lash Love, a content creator, a beauty coach, a blogger. She's located in California, and this is the ultimate boss babe. She just gave birth to a beautiful baby. So, welcome, Lorena.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
I'm trying to figure out, sorry.
Technology. We're happy to have you.
I'm trying to figure out how to get on the big screen, but everyone can see me okay?
I can see your face for sure. You look beautiful.
Okay. Hi, everyone. So first I wanted to thank Image Skincare for having me when they asked me to speak about business and wellness. I was really excited to join the team. So I just wanted to say thank you first. So this wellness is summit is all about mind, body, soul, and business. And I have to admit at first, when they asked me to speak, I thought, okay, how do I connect business and wellness? And what I came up with is, I just want to share with you guys the ways that I've learned to create wellness within my own business. So to me, business wellness means being intentional. It means being mindful of all the moving parts of our business. And for me and my business, I know that I'm personally speaking to a lot of beauty professionals. So estheticians, lash artists, men and women that are in their treatment rooms on the daily. And I know personally how exhausting that can be and how overwhelming it can be because most of us are like a one woman, man or woman show, and we have to organize all of the parts of our business. So I just want to get into how you can successfully organize your business so that you're able to create longevity within your career and that you're mentally able to show up for your clients, that you're able to show up in your treatment room and love what you do and not feel the overwhelm of all the other things that can take place in the business. So, as service providers, we're expected to give all of our attention and our focus and our energy to our clients when they're with us. We're also, supposed to make sure that their service and their experience leaves them feeling better than when they walked in. There's a lot that's on our shoulders, and we have to create a safe space for our clients, for them to unwind and relax. And then we want them to feel more rejuvenated than they walked in. And then we also have to make sure that they are going to tell a friend or refer clients to us. And all of that can feel totally overwhelming because then on top of that, we have to make sure that all the back end pieces of our business are functioning properly. So we have to manage the day-to-day management, the inventory, our clients, and then also our own mental health, which is why what I'm speaking about ties into mental wellness. So the extra responsibilities that land on our shoulders as service providers and business owners, aside from our typical job, simply serving can be exhausting and overwhelming. So I want to get into some ways that I create systems in my own business so that I feel good at the end of the day. So we're going to start off with following simple daily routines. We're going to go back on that slide actually. Thank you. Okay, so what I'd like to share with you today are ways you can create wellness within your own business by following simple daily routines, having a why and a plan, getting your business organized, goal setting, creating boundaries for your clients, setting aside time for education and creativity to flow, and having a grasp on your online and social media presence. And this is so that you can successfully serve your clients without feeling depleted. Okay, we're going to go to the next slide. So the first thing that came to mind for me with business wellness is starting the day with simple routines. And this is coming from a woman who has never really been a routine type of person. So I like to implement things into my own life that I know are achievable. And when I'm sharing on social media, I always like to do the same. I don't want to give you tips that I don't feel like you can actually put into place at home or for your own business. So I like to keep it very, very simple. But when I was in my treatment room taking clients full time, I would always start my day with a little bit of breath work. And I don't mean, like crazy, uh, long-winded stretching or breathing techniques. I just mean getting up and actually taking a breath. I found that when I was really busy with clients, I was holding my breath a lot, and someone actually brought that to my attention. So now I just make sure that I'm breathing. I'm breathing when I wake up. I'm breathing when I get into my treatment room before I'm going to see a client. I also really prioritize hydration and healthy eating throughout the day. And this might seem totally obvious, but I know as a beauty professional that a lot of us do not eat and we try to function off of coffee. And so what I've done for me that's personally worked is I wake up and I focus on getting my bottle of water and making sure that I finish, 1 to 2 of those before I even start my day. And I try to eliminate as much caffeine as possible, which sounds totally crazy because again, I know beauty pros that love their coffee, but I really have noticed a difference as far as my focus goes in and out of the treatment room when I've gotten rid of or eliminated caffeine. So I also think it is so important to stretch and move between clients. Again, something so obvious and simple, but I know because I speak to women in the industry all the time that most of us are not stretching. And this is actually something that I wish I would have done when I was taking clients full time, because I did have a few minor injuries because I wasn't stretching, I wasn't taking care of my body, and I was taking too many clients. So I can personally speak on, stretching and moving between your clients as being such an important part of your daily routine and just your routine in general for your business, is making sure that you are taking care of your body. You also want to be mindful of your energy levels throughout the day. So it can be really easy to want to take that extra client or, slam a bunch of clients into your schedule, but you really have to be mindful of your energy because you want to make sure that you're able to provide the best service for your clients, and your clients can feel that energy. They know when you're depleted, they know when you're just not feeling right. And so that is something else that I wish that I would have done a little bit better when I was full-time in my treatment room, is just paying attention to my energy levels. Again, making sure I'm eating and drinking and doing all these things and remembering that you come first. We are in the service industry, so we are on the daily being asked to serve our clients first, but starting your day and making sure that it's about you first, I think is just the most important. And you'll just feel so much more rejuvenated throughout the day with your clients. Your clients will be able to tell that you're a happier person, and that will just make for just a better day with your clients. So, okay, we're going to go to the next slide. This one's really important. So having a why and a plan. In the beginning of my business, when I graduated esthetician school, I will be honest, I really had no why. I just knew that I loved skincare and it was an industry that I wanted to be a part of, but I wouldn't say that I really had a purpose. And it definitely took me a few years to get in my groove and to figure out, okay, why am I actually here? Why am I taking all of these clients? What do I enjoy about my job? And this why will help you feel it will just help you feel organized and more in tune with your business when you are feeling lost or stressed out or unclear about what to do next. This also ties into, business wellness, because I just think that the why is so important. If we're just showing up to work and we don't know why we're there, it can be really hard to keep going, especially in today's world where I feel like everything is based off of what people are doing on social media and what they're posting and what they're sharing. If your roots aren't firmly into the ground and you don't have a purpose and you don't know why you're doing what you're doing, it will be very easy to feel lost or unmotivated. So something that I did a few years ago is I sat down and I really had to get to know myself again, and I had to get to know my business. And what I had to learn too is that they're two different things. For a long time, I just thought that I was my business, and that led to a lot of burnout. So, creating that wellness within your business is getting to know yourself, also getting to know your business, and doing those things before you move forward with any of the next steps that we're going to get into. I wish that I would have figured this part out before I started everything else in my business. So I'm hoping that for those of you watching and listening, that after this, maybe, on an off day, you can sit down, get out a piece of paper and figure out, okay, why am I doing what I'm doing? Because maybe you're here and you're feeling totally burnt out and just lost and not knowing what to do next. So I would say sit down, get out a piece of paper, and just start writing down some notes about who you are, what you want out of your business, and the type of clientele that you want as well. Okay, so once you've figured out, you're doing all the stretching, you're checking your energy levels, you're also, figuring out your why and your purpose. It's really important to get your business organized. And well, what does this have to do with wellness? To me, when I thought of business wellness, I thought, okay, making sure all the puzzle pieces fit. So the moment that I got my business organized, and I will say it took me a really long time, is the moment that I felt a lot more settled within myself, within my business. Being organized makes you feel good. It makes you work better. It makes your days run more smoothly. So I know for beauty professionals, this is probably one of the things that you struggle with the most, is getting your business in order, getting it organized. The taking the clients is the easy part. That's the fun part, but this stuff is the not so fun stuff. It's the things that no one teaches you. We didn't learn it in school. So having proper systems in place for running your business is really, really important. And it might not seem at the time, while you're so busy with clients, it might not seem that important, but you want to make sure that your business is organized and that you're creating processes and daily routines to help keep you on track. When I got my business organized, I was able to look ahead. That was something that I had never really done. I was in my treatment room full time, and all I could think about was today and the next day. And then the next day would come and I would think about the next day. And I couldn't really think ahead. It just wasn't possible. So once I sat down and started looking over my client schedule, I started assigning, like admin tasks that I personally was responsible for on certain days of the week. I started scheduling my social media content, which I'll get into a little bit later. I started to feel better about my business as a whole, and I was able to start planning for the future. And I know that's something, because I do offer online coaching to a lot of beauty professionals. One of the major things that they struggle with is not being able to think ahead, not being able to plan for 3 months or 6 months from now. And that causes a lot of stress and wear and tear on the mind and body, whether you believe it or not. So getting systems in place, getting your business organized will definitely help for the future and the longevity of your business. This is probably one of my favorite topics to talk about, is setting boundaries within your business. this also seems so obvious, but starting out, and truthfully, I would do this as soon as you are taking clients, is make sure that you're offering online booking. I know this is kind of a hot topic, and there's some people that love online booking, and there's some people that are just, pen to paper, old school. They like to reach out to their clients. But I will say, for going back to the organizing your business, having online booking really changed my business. It took my business to the next level. Um, my clients took me more seriously when I had online booking. And I will say that I got more clients with online booking, because a lot of people, I realized, like to book when I'm sleeping or when I'm not available. So if they could cut out the middleman and just go straight to online booking, that's something that I know for me personally, I just love online booking. It's just more convenient. So definitely set up online booking. Make sure you have clear cancellation policies in place. And this is the hardest part about this, is having cancellation policies, but actually following through with them. So a lot of you, and me included, we would have the policy, somebody doesn't show up, and then we let it slide. So you want to have clear cancellation policies everywhere, on your website, on your social media, your online booking. And it's also important to set a schedule. So setting a schedule, time between appointments. I personally love to use my Google Calendar. So I would have my clients' appointments in my Google Calendar, and then in between, I would have other things scheduled like lunch or stretching. I make sure to actually book the things that I need to do. Sounds silly, but hydrate. I put that in my calendar to hold myself accountable. So I do everything on a schedule now. And again, this is coming from someone who's really never used a calendar in their life. So I can say that it's definitely made me feel less stressed, more organized, and just feeling better about my business as a whole. So as far as setting boundaries with your business, you also want to create a safe space for your clients and allow them to unwind, but you want to check your mood and your energy level. You want to make sure that you are present and grateful. And I think this is really important. I've seen personally a lot on social media, negative things that can be said about clients, whether it's they're not showing up on time, or they're showing up with makeup on their face for their lash extension appointment. And at the end of the day, our clients are why we are in business. They are of so much value to us. And so remembering and checking ourselves and making sure to be present for them and appreciative and being just more kind in general to our clients, I think is so important. So those boundaries within your business, yes, they're important, but we need to treat our clients the way that we want to be treated as well. So I think setting those boundaries just creates a level of respect for both parties involved. And I will say, again, to follow up on the things I just talked about, being booked and busy with no boundaries is the clearest path to burnout. And I know we can all relate to that. If you're watching and you're a beauty pro, is we love to just slam our schedule. That's just how we function. And it will cause burnout quicker than you think. So you might be thinking, okay, well, I have to take 7 clients in order to pay my bills. Okay, we have to figure out a way around that, because the goal is for you to be able to be working more long-term instead of packing your day, but only being able to be a part of this industry for a few years because you're burnt out. So, okay, we're going to go to the next slide. Having business goals. So I know when I was in school, we never learned how to set goals for our business, but I think it's really important to do this to stay motivated and inspired. It's less about goals that feel too overwhelming, because I know for me personally, when I have too much on my plate or I have too many ideas or things that I want to do, it can be very overwhelming. So we want to keep it simple, but we want to have business goals. Setting daily, weekly, monthly goals allows you to see progress and growth within yourself and your business. I think this is so important. So waking up every day and looking at your schedule for the day. Okay, what are your daily goals? What is something that you want to achieve? And then also looking at the week ahead. This is something that's really helped me with my the part of my business where I'm blogging and I'm recording a podcast and I'm creating content for beauty professionals is I really have to sit a week prior and look at the week ahead and think about what I want to share, what's going on, what do I need to promote, what do I need to market. So for your skincare or lash or beauty business, what I would do is the week before is look ahead. Okay, what clients do I have coming in? What services are they getting? What retail can I sell to them? This is something that isn't done very often. Usually, again, we're working in the moment. We're showing up for our clients and then, we're clocking out, so to speak, and we're just showing up the next day. But I really do believe that setting aside time the week before will really help you feel more organized. It will help you feel less stressed, and it will probably make you a lot more money. So I believe when you're aware of the ins and outs of your business, you are better set up to think ahead and again, think about the future of your business. So yeah, I just know for me personally, when I was able to do this and when I started implementing this on a regular basis, that I just felt more in tune with my business. Okay, we're going to go to the next slide. Okay, so initially I wanted this whole presentation to be about social media because social media is a real pain point and struggle within our industry. But I also felt like it was important to talk about, the steps that we've just gone over before even getting into social media, because social media is its own beast. It can be very overwhelming. It is not for everyone. And I know that. And that's why I work really, really hard to share tips and tricks and anything I can on my blog and podcasts that'll be coming out and just on my social medias. I want to inspire women in the industry to feel less scared about social media, because I understand that it can just feel totally terrifying, honestly. So scheduling, marketing, and social media content has been huge for me. And again, this is something that we weren't taught in esthetician school. We just were taught to be a technician, to give a good facial or to do the lashes or, whatever industry you're in, we were just taught how to provide that service, but nothing was taught about social media. So this is kind of where I come in, because I personally really, really love social media. I love what it's done for my business, and I see what it can do for other beauty professionals. So I just want to give you a few tips that you can implement into your own business so that you feel less overwhelmed with it. So definitely going back to the why, you want to make sure that you have a why for your business. This will really, really help with scheduling your social media content. If you don't know why you are posting and you don't know why you are sharing, then you aren't going to be able to create the content. So you want to have a grasp on your online and social media presence and schedule it so that you can successfully serve your clients without feeling distracted by social media. So one of the things that I teach in my coaching calls is that having this stuff scheduled out will allow you to be more present in your treatment room, which is still the most important thing. I know there's so much emphasis put on Instagram and showing up on social media and having the most beautiful photos. And I do believe that that is a piece of the puzzle, but the biggest piece of the puzzle is making sure that you are the best beauty pro that you can be, that you're the best esthetician that you can be, that your clients love you, that they want to come back, that you're selling them retail. And the social media is basically like the icing on the cake. So scheduling everything out will have you feeling better in your treatment room and better with your online presence. Also understanding what the pillars of your business are that hold it together. And if you don't know what this is, it's really just the foundational pieces that make your business go round. So for me, I could give you an example. My business it's about beauty pros. So it's about sharing tips for beauty professionals. I also have, my lash clothing and the skincare clothing. So that's a foundational piece. I also talk a little bit about, social media tips and just inspiring content. So those are a few of those foundational pieces that I talk about every day on my social media. So getting back to that why, figuring out what your pillars are for your business. If it's skincare, okay, what specifically about skincare? Do you love talking about acne? Great. Well, maybe we can make your focus, acne on your social media, or maybe it's talking to women that are 50 and over. Maybe we want to talk more to that demographic, and maybe you want to shy away from anyone that's like 21 to 30. So it's really thinking about who you're talking to, what you want to talk about, and what you want your focus to be on social media. And then again, with the scheduling, I think it's really important for beauty pros to have a newsletter and a blog. This might seem, again, totally overwhelming, but when it's scheduled out, it's very, very doable. And this, again, just allows you to create a better online presence. I hate to say social media because I think there's so much more to a business than social media. There's the newsletter, there's a blog, there's a podcast if you wanted there to be one, and then there is the social media, like the Facebook, the TikTok if you use it. I don't use it. The Instagram. So there's all of those things. If you're just starting out, I think a newsletter is a great way to go. It feels less overwhelming. And I just suggest starting with a monthly newsletter, introducing yourself to your clients, sharing with them any retail specials you might have, sharing with them any free tips, any skincare tips. It's not always about selling. That's what I've learned. Most of what I put out on social media or in my newsletters is free advice. It's free tips. It's less about the selling. That's really my second focus. My first focus is always to share and to inspire and to educate my following and my clients. So okay, so we're going to hold on the social media for a second. I just want to get into why I'm talking about social media strategies, because again, this is a wellness summit, but I personally know that social media can negatively and positively affect people, and we all have our moments. So for me, my business is heavily reliant on social media, and I have my good and bad days. I have my good days where I'm feeling on top of the world with what I'm creating and what I'm sharing. And then I have my bad days where I feel like I don't know what I should be talking about. Nothing seems right. Maybe my engagement is low on Instagram, whatever it may be. And I know that this is very, very relatable. This is like a real struggle within our industry, is we're wanting to be a good service provider, but we're also feeling the pressure of being present online. And for most of you, it's just not what you signed up for. It's not something that you're necessarily that good at, and that's totally okay. But this is why I wanted to get into this on here, is because it is the number one struggle that I talk to my coaching clients about. And it's something that I hear about on the daily. So I just wanted to get into some of my tips for social media strategies, and this will help prevent burnout. Okay, so the first thing is finding your voice. And what I mean by that is I want you to think about who you follow, anyone who inspires you, and what draws you to them on social media. Is it their personality? Is it the way that they are creating content? Is it the filters they're using? Is it the music? What is it about other people that you follow that you like? And I would take notes on this, because this will help you to learn how to create content that works for you and for your business. I'm all about being authentic on social media. I don't want you to be someone that you're not. And I also don't want you to feel like you have to be someone that you're not. So for me, my best advice for social media is finding your voice, and also just going back to why you went to school. What can you teach your clients virtually, online, on Instagram or social media, that you would teach them if they came in for a service in your treatment room? Basically, I like to consider that Instagram is basically an extension of your treatment room. So when you are with your clients and you're talking to them about their skincare routine and you're sharing with them your tips and your advice, how could we basically copy and paste that and use that on social media? So is there a way that you can apply those things to your business and your social media content? And finding your voice and keeping it in mind at all times is the first step to creating cohesive content. So again, going back to that why, going back to the pillars, getting out a piece of paper and deciding what you want your content to look like and what you want it to be. Okay, we're going to go to the next slide. Okay, now we're going to talk about visuals. Okay, for me personally, I've always really been into fashion and branding and the creative process behind marketing through storytelling and photography. This is just something that has come naturally over the years, and also I've worked really hard to, get better at it. So I will say that most of my business to this day is creating online content. So it's something that I've had to get better at. But for anyone who struggles with struggles with this in general, it definitely takes practice. It takes working at it every single day, and it takes failing. It takes not doing so well and then getting better. So it's not something that's going to happen overnight. So how do we find our style, the colors that make our business, and share it in a way that's easy for you to keep up with? How do we make everything look cohesive without it feeling boring or repetitive? That's something that I hear about a lot as well. It's like, okay, how do I actually create the content? How do I make it feel exciting? The best way to do that is to look around at your own personal style. For me, again, it's about being authentic. What do you gravitate towards and what do your clients like? So my branding is all about pink. Initially, it was hot pink, and now it's evolved into like lighter shades of pink, and I've thrown in some neutral colors, but it's always really been the same. And it's important to just keep that cohesiveness throughout your business. But again, going back to being authentic, if you love yellow, then you should absolutely use yellow in your branding because you are going to be the one creating it. So you want to keep colors and fonts and moods in mind when you invest in professional photo shoots. I always tell my coaching clients that photo shoots are the best way to elevate your business. So I focus on doing a couple big ones twice a year. I try not to do too many just for budget reasons, but if you're feeling burnt out or bored from your business, and I know it happens to all of us, book a photo shoot. You could probably trade services with a photographer, so you could give them a facial and get a photo shoot in return. And this is just a great way to elevate your business for your website, for your social media, and for everything. You can use these pictures forever. I actually print mine and I frame them in my studio. So that's like another tip that you could do if you have these photos. So you want to make sure to be consistent with the colors, make sure they're on your website, that they're in your room. That's another tip, is whatever your website looks like, whatever your social media looks like, make sure you use those colors in your treatment room. So when your client comes in, if they booked an appointment with you on your website and everything is pink and yellow and very warm and inviting, but they come into your space and it's black and white, it'll be a little confusing. So you want to make sure that everything flows, that everything kind of looks the same. And this is how a brand is born. So if we're talking, a business versus a business is very transactional. A brand is a feeling, and a brand is more emotional, and will just create longevity in your business. And so this is how you can begin to form your own brand. Okay, so what do I post? Again, going back to your why, think about what are the things you will share to attract clients. What services are you very, very into? So think about the things that you love talking about. Think about the services that you love doing on your clients, and then figure out a way to show that on social media. The best way is through video. And I know this can feel very overwhelming, but I love to use the Reels on Instagram. It's a really creative way for me to visually show what I want to say. And Instagram is, yes, people love photos, but they love interaction. They love music. They love video. So if you can create a short snippet to show what you were doing, I think it can be so much more impactful than just posting a photo and writing out a caption. Think about the things that you could talk about all day, every day with your clients. So this is something that I talk to my coaching clients a lot about when they're struggling with what to post, how to post it. I ask them, okay, what do you love doing in your treatment room? Like, what is your favorite service that you could talk about all day? And then instantly their eyes light up and they start talking about whatever the service is that they do. And that's what I tell them, like, write that down, figure out how to show that on your social media. You basically want to be able to connect with potential clients online so that they can see what you're all about. They can get a peek into your business and that they'll in turn want to book a service with you. So also thinking about how you want people to feel when they come to you for a service. That's something I think about a lot. How do I want people to feel when they come to me for a coaching call? How do I want them to feel when they go to my Instagram? What vibe am I putting out there? For me, it's definitely very girly, it's uplifting, it's fun, inspiring, but I I want to go with it's more effortless, it's more imperfect. I'm not trying to be someone that I'm not. I'm trying to be relatable, and I'm just showing everyday tips, tricks, and techniques. So that's something that if I was still in my treatment room full time, I would definitely implement is sharing my morning routine, sharing my nighttime skincare routine, just getting my potential clients more involved with my skincare routine or my lash routine so that they can feel like that they're a part of what I'm doing. And hopefully they'll want to book a service with me or with you. What are you passionate about beyond work? This is something that always baffles people when I ask them, because I want to know what they enjoy outside of work. This all goes back to wellness. It's not just about work. It's about doing things that you love. So how can you tie in things that you love into your business? And then what makes you you? Your clients come to you because they like you personally. I know that obviously the services are what is most important, but you also want to think about why your clients like you. Why are they attracted to you? And think about those personality traits you have and how you can implement those into your social media. And what words best describe your business? Again, for me, I go back to, effortless, relatable, girl, feminine. I don't want to say girly, feminine, uplifting. So write down words that best describe your business. And these tips will help you figure out what you need to post on your social media. Okay. What also helps is thinking about your client frequently asked questions. So I always like to go with frequently asked questions that clients will ask. Order of importance for skincare. How many times should I wash my face and with what? Are lash extensions safe? Can I curl my extensions? How do I know which style to choose for lash extensions? Summertime skincare routine, must have skincare products for beginners. If you notice, these are questions that clients frequently ask. They're asking the most simple things. What cleanser should I use? How many times should I wash my face? Can I wash my extensions? Should I wash my hair before I wash my face? So think about the things that clients are constantly asking you that you might think are very obvious answers to the questions. But if you're thinking from a client's perspective, you could actually come up with a lot of content. So one of my favorite things to teach my coaching clients is to focus on a day a week of answering a frequently asked question on social media. It's the best way to create content. You are educating future clients, you are educating current clients, because you can send them to your social media and you can say, go check out my frequently asked questions post. You could also turn these frequently asked questions into a blog. So I'm a big fan of recycling content and using it for all sorts of things. So if I ever create a post on social media, I will pull that content and I'll create a blog out of it or a newsletter. I never like to use or to spend time on creating one piece of content. I like to be able to spend my time creating multiples in one sitting. So that's another tip that I have for you is if you're creating something, don't create it just for that one time, use it for multiple pieces of content. Okay, so once you've answered the questions, you can narrow down the categories that you'll start sharing on social media. Again, I love to use frequently asked questions at least one day a week on my social media. I also personally love to get out a calendar, look at Monday through Friday, and assign a topic per day. This might seem a little overwhelming, but it really, really helps when you're feeling lost, confused, burnt out. If you have a roadmap and you're able to follow this roadmap and look at, okay, I know for next week that Monday and Tuesday, I'm going to share my favorite cleanser. So Monday, I'm going to share my favorite cleanser. Tuesday, I'm going to share my favorite service that I provide. Wednesday, I'm going to do frequently asked questions. Okay, so you now know that you have Monday through Wednesday mapped out. Focus on those categories you've come up with and position yourself as an expert in your field and to serve your audience. So that's the biggest takeaway with this is you want to position yourself as an expert in your field on your social media. So if for nothing else, it's to show that you're an expert, that you are a professional and that you can be trusted with other people's skin. You want to provide an online experience just like you would in person to attract ideal clients. And you want to become a trusted friend and resource and highlight your clients. Remember, it's about them, not you. So think about your clients. Think about clients that are wanting to book with you and how you can better serve them online, how you can show them what you're all about. It's just giving them a peek into your business. This is just a sample posting schedule that you could follow. So a personal photo of and about you. You could do a reel or a video of you working on a client and what you're doing. You can do a graphic of a frequently asked question. Film your morning or nighttime routine. I always tell estheticians, film your morning and nighttime routine multiple times a week and save those and put them in a folder, and you can always reshare them, but it's a great way to sell retail. Share a hobby of yours that's completely not business related. So whether it's coffee or reading or home decor inspo, your love of plants, this helps you connect with clients beyond just the services that you're providing. And then products that you sell, but shown in the hands of a client or being used. So I like to use the client or use the products that I'm selling, not necessarily just picking up a product and showing it and telling you what it is. I want to actually use it on my skin. Another personal image explaining why you love what you do, and then behind the scenes of what it looks like to book a service with you. These are great tips, and these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. These are about 8 things that you could do. So this is your whole week right here, and I say just rinse and repeat. And we're going to go to the next slide. These are extra secrets for social media growth. Be clear about what you're sharing and why. Use brand products in posts and tag them so they can share you if they'd like. Network with other small businesses in your area. Create visually stimulating content through video. That's my opinion. Know your audience and have something interesting to say that will set yourself apart. So you want to be relatable and you want to be yourself. You want to share things that align with your own personal lifestyle. For me, what has worked over the years is just me being me. I'm not perfect. I'm maybe not the most well-spoken at times, but it's relatable, and that's what has attracted my following to me. Sharing the ups and downs of starting a business, client struggles, things that I love that I know other women can relate to, and just everyday peeks into my life. What I share is not expensive. It's not hard to replicate. And it's not unachievable. It's attainable and effortless. And those things have always been core values of my brand. So I personally am a big fan of storytelling, meaning I show, I don't tell. I love to use Instagram as a way to share a short story. And I consider each day a new chance to rewrite the story from yesterday, or I carry it on to the next chapter. So if you follow me regularly, then you probably have a good idea about what's going on in my daily life. this is how I turn my business into a brand. I made it more personal this way. It's how I turn followers into clients, and through connections, engagement, relationship building, and really getting to know the women in the community that I really love. So this is just kind of what has transformed my business from just a business to a brand, is really focusing on these tips for social media. Okay, lastly, to make this all happen, you have to be ready. And these are habits that are created by repetition and follow through. It's not going to happen overnight. You have to rinse and repeat, and you have to fail and try again. You have to make the effort, be consistent with a schedule that works for you. So being really realistic with your own goals for yourself. And you'll not only learn to appreciate social media, but I believe you'll find a creativity and a drive within yourself that was missing before. And that's, again, after getting all the other parts of your business more organized. Remember, you are creative, you have a ton to offer your clients, and you're backed by education most of your clients don't have. So you have the leg up on your clientele. Creating a schedule and making your social media easier to manage while still elevating your business and brand will give you more time and energy to show up for yourself and your clients. And again, being realistic about your goals, taking care of your mind and body first is the most important, but this will lead to overall better business wellness and ensure a long-lasting career. So you can follow me at Dear Lash Love, and my website is www.dearlashlove.com for any tips that you might have. And if you have any questions about online coaching, I can also help with that. But I hope this was super inspiring and helpful.
That was incredible. Thank you so much, Lorena. We loved having you. I learned so much in that session, and good luck being a mom and a boss babe. And thanks for joining us today.
Thank you so much. And I just had a baby 2 weeks ago, so I have a little bit of like pregnancy baby brain, but
that's okay.
I had a great time, and I hope that this was helpful and inspiring, and that there was a ton of takeaways. So I appreciate you guys having me.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.